We are live. Go ahead, Mo. I'm about to
What's
get into
going
some light.
what's going on, beautiful people? What's happening? What's happening? What happening? Mo Schefter here, Beautiful 22, live on the scene. We went live in the Facebook group just a little bit ago. Got the fun out the way. In case y'all didn't know, in case y'all need a reminder, my boy Sam Darnold is now a Super Bowl champion. Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champion. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Like I said, all my hypeness and stupidness and foolery, I got it out of me. We're gonna talk some football here. Derm's about to be on here in a little bit. He's somewhere. He's trying to get in position.
Just share
Um,
these stuff, these links.
you good, you good. And I'm gonna tell you this. Speaking of getting in position, the Seahawks defense was in position all night long, Chief. We're talking about the Seattle defense, and the things that they did consistently for 60 minutes to do what they did and how things just kept adding up and kept having an impact on Drake May in specific. We're going to talk about the difference in quarterback play and why one quarterback just not doing anything negative was the ultimate difference in this football game. We're going to talk about Seattle's ability to run the ball very well and the different things and the creative things they did in the run game that opens up some things, got them some chunk plays, especially when that Patriots defense was super hype. They got some great runs, some great blocking. We'll talk about the kicking game, which was obviously probably the most decisive factor. And Germ, when you jump on here, you know, take away these last 3-4 years, but in the past, when we did breakdown shows like this for Super Bowls, never really did a full video just for special teams, but we did it this time around, and it was for a reason. We talked about the punter, that he's not just a great punter, he is a weapon. He is a weapon. Like, there was a reason I brought that up. There's a reason I didn't talk about the Patriots kickers in specific, but I did about the Seahawks because they're weapons, especially that punter. And he had about 3 to 4 punts in that game that were just incredible, including the last one when the game was already out of reach. But just to sort of put the icing on the cake that y'all got no shot to come back. Boom, take this kick and watch it go in that coffin corner. Granted, New England tried to all out block it, but we've seen that before, and we've seen punters just say, "Oh, I'm just going to get this off." But he when we talked about the different things that he does, I'm start here. When we talked about the different things that he does, you saw it tonight. Not all the punts had the same height. Not all the punts he kicked at the same rate of speed. He's creative. He's very creative in the way he punts, and it all dictates based on the situation. Um, and it showed. It showed. I thought the Patriots punter did a great job as well, limiting Shaheed. Although Shaheed did have one good punt return, the other ones were mostly fair catches. But again, that was clearly the Patriots' strategy on the punt game was don't let Shaheed return it. The Seahawks' strategy in the punt game was, we are going to be aggressive in the way we punt because we have a punter that's a weapon. And y'all can sit here and talk about fantasy and this and that. This is why we talk ball. This is why we talk ball. This is why I don't. In all the breakdowns I did, I don't even know how many numbers I actually mentioned because in when it comes to championship football, it's not about numbers. It's not about analytics. It's not about stats. It's about football. It's about execution. It's about the players doing their job, and the Seahawks did their job well, very well, very well. We told y'all both teams were going to have a great game plan, and for the most part, they did. For the most part, they did. They just didn't execute. The only issue I saw, the only game plan criticism that I truly have is on Josh McDaniels and this offense for not getting Diggs the ball more. However, and this is the most important part of my however. This is a big but. the there were okay when the Seahawks were doing all that pressuring, they were pressuring, they were just beating the offensive linemen. They were just beating them. Not with all these rip moves and swim moves, even though that did happen. It was just straight speed rushes and bull rushes. Like we talked about in the show, they just gonna tell them, "Hey, I'm better than you, faster than you, etc." And that's why they all getting paid by the letter. Shout out to Lil Wayne. If I don't know that freestyle, one of the best freestyles I've ever heard in my life. Man sung the whole alphabet in bars twice. What? Anyways, um, reprogramming the brain here a little bit. When they were doing all those things, pressuring and pressuring and pressuring, it did two things. Number one, it sped up the clock in Drake May's head. Like there was a third down, they ran a slant with Booty, and really, it's a play he's made 100 times. But he started seeing ghosts, as they say. He started hearing footsteps, and his feet got all fidgety, like he was a side penguin on Happy Feet, and a nice simple slant. He just missed it. He missed it. There was another slant where he fired it with so much speed, and the receiver just couldn't react in time. Um, there was a there was another play where Diggs ran like a little angle slant dig route, sort of from the slot. Like it was more of like a diet, like an arrow route. And he turned, and he did this, and Drake May just didn't see him. There was nobody. I mean, okay, there wasn't pressure. The pocket was shrinking, but he had plenty time and opportunity to just boom, simple boom. But he missed it. He didn't even see him. He didn't even see him. There was another play where, now granted, this was under duress. This was under true duress. But a receiver ran in, I'm pretty sure it was Booty that ran butt naked, no pun intended, right in front of his face. And just, he didn't see him. He just didn't see him. So the pressure caused Drake May's clock to speed up tremendously. And it also, he just stopped seeing the field. He stopped, and then that interception, oh my God. Oh, that interception. That interception was so bad. So bad. So bad. So bad. I will give Seattle credit for this. They were pressuring. New England was going no huddle, and they were still pressuring. And I literally said to myself, because I talk to myself, especially when my boy is becoming a champion. And I was like, yo, if I'm McDonald here, I would just go to a base match coverage, and they're in a no huddle, so they want to go fast. Drake May's already spiraling. Let me slow my shit down and see if I can cause him to make a mistake. And he did it. He did it. There was nobody around him. There was no pressure, and he made such a calm, nonchalant, stupid throw. It was a dumb decision, and it was a horrible throw. And that's the one that he's going to be remembered for, in my opinion. If we talk about one throw from that game, it was that one. Because at that point, what was it, 19-7, I believe? And they were driving, and Lady Mo, Lady Mo is a thought. We know Lady Mo is a thought. Not Male Mo. Male Mo is a saint. But Lady Mo is a thought. And she was getting ready to swing to the other side. And then he did that interception. Germ so true. What up, my brother?
So
Yeah, I said
yeah,
a lot,
so
so the floor is here. I'm your assistant right
I
now.
mean
Talk to me.
you cook it. The problem in this game was
Mm,
the team that with the better offensive line showed up and won the game. New
facts.
England, Will, you're a first round pick. Will, you're a top five pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a performance that you look at it for a top five pick.
Nope.
Um, but there is light at the end of the tunnel.
No
Let's
doubt.
talk about some other things. I just think this was a bad matchup for him in general. Um, I thought. that New England would have the upper edge, would have the upper hand with the offensive line if they leaned on it more, got the guys going forward more. But we kept dropping back to pass.
Yes.
The game was never out of reach. So if it was more about, I felt like we should live and die on this sometimes when it comes to the running game. If in the first 5 drives you get in a game and you see opportunities for you to run the ball 2 or 3 times in a drive, take it.
I agree.
I felt like that first 3rd and 2 that they had, I feel like I would have ran the ball again there.
I agree.
Not because of anything other than I just feel like running the ball sets a tone in this type of game because if all else fails, you have something for you to go back to, something for you to start with, something for you to have a threat of. So now when you go to your heavier package, it's a natural threat.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just felt like they could have did better with that. And
I agree.
that's where I go with that part. As far as getting Diggs involved, Mo, this is my problem with small receivers. And I have a theory that I'm starting to get with small receivers and small guards.
Okay.
They're not players that are always going to be able to be dynamic or successful because corners are coming at the premium size of 5'11 to 6'1 right now. They're stronger, they're faster, and some of these guys, the way that they're able, Darrell Revis, 5'11. They said his arm bar was the best thing that was one of the best they've ever seen.
Masterful.
Prime's feet was what made him
Yes.
so elite, right? Like
Yes.
his feet, his instincts, his speed. Champ Bailey, what made him great was his instincts, his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a 6'1 corner. Stephon Gilmore, instincts, feet, 6'1, made him a great corner. Talib, 6'1, instincts,
Physical.
feet.
Instincts. Feet.
So but you notice how we have a certain prototype now that's all in a similar mold. Pat
Sure.
Surtain
Sure.
fits that mold. Derek Stingley fits that mold.
Yes. Yes.
Christian Gonzalez fits that mold.
Both Witherspoon, Devin and Akil for the Rams.
Fit that mold.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at a situation where 5'8" receivers are going to struggle against those players
Yep.
because what is one measurable that we talk about consistently in the combine? Arm strength, arm length. If a cornerback has long arms and they're 5'11", what a 6'4"
Dangerous.
wingspan,
Dangerous.
that's a really tough player for anybody to get around. Look at
Yes.
Marshawn Lattimore and how he's giving Mike Evans fits.
Look at Joe Hayden. He fucking locked down Calvin Johnson. Excuse my French. Keep cooking.
So I think small receivers like Stephon Diggs, if they're not elite route runners consistently with timing, with running routes underneath, with beating people with redirection like JSN is right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking elite technicians with route running, and they're five, but JSN is 6 feet, so he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the narrative. He doesn't fit this narrative. 5'11", 6 feet or better. You cannot be 5'8" and be a wide receiver and be elite in this league right now. And I'm starting to see that is a thing. Small receivers are just the same in basketball as small guards. It's starting to become a situation where you really can't use them the same. You can use them as gadget players, but you can't use them as every down players.
Yeah, I'm looking up some players and their heights. Like Antonio Brown, 5'10".
But Antonio Brown played bigger
Yeah.
than
I mean, like,
5'10".
yeah.
We're talking about a guy that played when Ramsey, that
Oh,
game against
I'm just
Ramsey.
proving your point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julian Edelman, quick feet, 5'10". Keep going. Keep cooking.
So if that's the thing, the Patriots got 2 of them on their team.
That's just
Kyron
true.
Williams, and they have Stephon Gilmore.
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Here's the problem. Why is Booty not a bigger part of the mission here? Pause.
I'm with you. And he's an underrated route runner, in my opinion.
I think, but I also think he's a contested catch guy.
Facts.
Big body receivers like that, you you already using Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins 6'4".
Yep.
And Mac Hollins was their best receiver, their best playmaker today.
And there's a lot of games he was their best playmaker, Germ. A lot of
So
games.
what was the reason why he was their biggest threat? Bigger catch radius, bigger body to box out and create separation with body contact, better use of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the play when Booty makes the catch in the end zone in the Texans game. He threw it up and gave him an opportunity to catch it against one of the best defenders in the world.
Yep.
And Booty's able to make that catch. So I just think that it could be a schematic thing. As a guy who said who wanted New England to or who picked New England to win, I wanted New England to win simply because I felt like New England had the more balanced team. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that Seattle didn't have one of the best defenses in the league this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying that. But also, just to throw this in there as well. And I said this to the guys. Hey, man, to be honest with you, Sam handled the pressure better than Drake did today.
He did.
Sam handled the pressure better than Drake did. This was the best I've ever seen Sam handle pressure. Every time he got a free rusher, he stepped around him.
Mm-hmm. And he made a simple play to avoid negative plays that turn into positives.
And even though he missed about 3 throws,
Yeah.
the opportunity was still there because he created it.
Germ, based on the defensive game plan, it was never going to be a high completion game for any quarterback.
And shout real quick, even though it's a losing effort, Christian Gonzalez solidified himself.
Oh.
For anybody who didn't think,
oh my God, dude.
He solidifies himself as one of the 5 best players at his position and one of the 10 best defenders in the world.
Yes.
Yes, that means there are about 5 corners that are probably in the top 10 defenders in the world. There might be 5.
Right now, with the scarcity of inside linebackers, I 100% agree with you.
Because we got to start looking at this from a realistic perspective. That assignment that he had and how he didn't guard just one guy.
No.
He kind of erased some people for stretches in that game. And that play he made on that, the way he flipped his hips and got on his horse, proverbially, and had perfect timing.
One of the most impressive plays I've seen from a corner in a long time. Long time.
The trail technique is dead.
That was, again, memory. That reminded me of the play, but this one might have been even better. Might have been. I don't know. But that reminded me of a play Malcolm Butler had on Jermaine Kearse. I think it was either late in the 3rd or early in the 4th. It was he made this play the drive before the Patriots made it 24-21. They were down 24-14. So it was the 4th quarter, and Kearse ran like a little slot post, one-on-one coverage, and he trailed him. The ball was had good trajectory from Russ, and he trailed him, got on his front hip, leaped, matumboed that thing. That was as impressive with Christian Gonzalez, and he did it to JSN. I mean, he did it to Shaheed, and then he turned around and did it to JSN right before the half. And I don't know if you missed, I went live at the end of the first half, and I said that Christian Gonzalez is the MVP of the game so far, and he had no fall off. I think he was targeted 7 or 8 times and only gave up 2 or 3 catches. So, yeah.
Was underneath him.
He was great. He was great tonight. He has no reason to hold his head down.
He neutralized JSN, and it gave my guy Barner. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to AJ Barner. He's been on that roster. It feels like forever.
He has.
He's been behind like tight end after tight end after tight end, and now he's finally getting some shine. Shout out to you, my boy.
Yes.
He played great today.
He played great today. He played great, and that touchdown, again, like me and you talk ball, and the people that listen to us know not to get hung up on our final takes or our predictions or whatever. You discussed on the live the whole AJ Barner thing. We also discussed in the red zone they're going to want to go 12 personnel and throw from 12 personnel, and they're going to want to use motion. That touchdown to Barner was 12 personnel, but they had Arroyo on the outside. So they had the two receivers stacked. Then they ran the motion. 12 personnel, under center, looked like run, corner route. He was wide open. They ran that play against the Rams, and they ran that play against I want to say the 49ers, and it was the same result in the red zone, 12 personnel, under center, motion, wide corner route, wide open touchdown. It's nothing new. They did nothing new. They did what they do, and they overwhelmed New England.
Well, at that point, Kenneth Walker had established himself.
Kenneth Walker had established himself, and like you said, and we mentioned it in the first half live, Darnold just made enough non-negative plays. Like the one drive, I think it was the third drive. Not to cut you off, bro. It was the third drive, I believe. I'll go back to my notes. But it was a third down. Pressure came. They did that zone blitz that we told Mike Vrabel not to do. He checked it down on 3rd and 9. AJ Barner got the yak. Later on in the game, ran that same zone blitz, 3rd and 4, dumped it off. Walker got the yak. Good.
How about the play that he missed JSN on? That was they sugared into A gaps. You get Darnold, he misses the first guy, slides to his left, holds the ball here for a second, and was about 3 centimeters, a quarter of an inch away from completing the pass that probably bust the game open in the first half.
Now
that's what I'm talking about when I talk about him making all of the small plays and adjustments in the pocket that changed. He did the things that Drake May didn't do.
Yes.
And that is the ultimate reason why he's holding the Lombardi at the end of the game.
Yes.
And also, he didn't turn the ball over.
No.
There was some throws there. Okay, he had a couple of them throws there. I was like, that's a punt. But we expected some throws to be like that because that's who he is. So it's in his identity to make some throws occasionally that we're going to question.
Yeah.
So instead of me worrying about those throws in particular right now, I focused on, and this is for everybody out there, because this is all quarterbacks in this NFL today. They're going to make bad decisions. They're going to have bad throws because all of them they're not in a robotic mindset like we've seen from other guys.
No.
Why is that? Because they're a little bit more talented than these guys are. They got a little bit more wiggle to their game, quote unquote. So they can get out of the pocket and hurt you with their feet. So they're not thinking about just what they can do from the pocket. They're thinking about the entirety of how they can just make a play in general. And that's the difference in the mindsets. So understanding that, we're looking at the next wave of quarterbacks. Sam today won the game from the pocket because he had a pocket. Drake May got his ass whooped in the pocket because he didn't have a pocket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's the difference in the game. There really isn't much more with the analytics when it comes down to it. Seattle did a tremendous job of being relentless, of getting pressure with 4.
Yes.
Let me make sure I say this, and I'm going to say this for everybody out there. This is the second straight Super Bowl that the team that got pressure with 4 consistently ran away with the game. Mo, just then, we need to get pressure with a 4? We need to get pressure with 4? That's what you said? 4. If you can't run cover 1, you won't win a Super Bowl.
Nope.
No.
Say that shit.
New check alert. If you can't run cover one, mix in a cover two occasionally in a game, and be able to lock down in situational football with cover three, you will not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Cover
you got.
four is botched. I don't want to see any cover four in this NFL anymore because it's
Oh,
not helping. It's they're reading it too bad, and the air raid concept is eating that shit alive. These air raid concepts, bro, with that 3-on-2 break is eating that shit alive. Play air,
I don't.
play cover four against Pat Mahomes, and he got a 3-on-2, and he gonna put up 50 on you.
So okay,
Let's talk some
I
ball. See,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
let's do this. This is what we're here
yeah,
for.
yeah. So I I agree with you in the in principle. Okay, I agree with you in principle. Where I will sort of throw
Rebuttal.
a my rebuttal here is the best defenses understand pattern matching, and you can play quarters as long as you have shallow assignments mixed in there. So okay, with the ENP scheme, for example,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of option routes, right? Where
Talk about those all the time.
yes,
What do you see? What do you see when before the ball is snapped?
mhm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And with most offenses, they have some sort of option routes in certain plays.
Absolutely.
And you see a lot of defenses, particularly the Seattle defense. The Rams early on in the season were very good at it. The Chargers are probably the best at it, believe it or not, under Jesse Minter. Um, and I can name a few other defenses that truly understand the concept of okay, we're going to run cover four, but it's only on certain situations. And when we do, if they're lined up, let's say in a bunch formation, well, the safety on the deep middle, on the safety that has the one deep side,
On the opposite hash.
on the opposite hash, he's got to read whoever's coming inside because the person coming inside could very well be going in the sticks or running shallow. That communication has to happen with the inside linebacker and the slot corner, both pre-snap and post-snap. And that's why it's complicated. That's why it's complicated. It's complicated for a reason, but they had to do these things. They had to evolve defenses into pattern matching because a lot of offenses started running things based off of what the Patriots were doing all those years offensively. So the only way to counter what they're doing is okay, now we got to counter mentally as well and read, react, and finish. And so that became much more of a staple in terms of those cone drills, the communication, and all the combine processes in the combine situations
Yeah.
that became more in depth were due to okay, now as defenses we need football players that are tremendous athletes that know how to communicate. And so I agree with you in principle that the cover four has glaring holes, and against a great quarterback, he will pick you apart shallow or deep. Just because it's cover four don't mean you can't get beat deep. But the great defenses understand that utilizing cover four in situations and with pattern matching can be effective. And I just wanted to make sure I made that long point. Go ahead.
So you notice you said pattern matching, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that a lot of safeties struggle with because they
Oh,
struggle with playing against space.
yes.
And see, that's the reason why we can't play the cover four because it requires two competent safeties that can play in space. And not very many people have that.
No.
That's the reason why. Like, if a team can play big nickel in this NFL, that's a blessing. Because that means
You
you
know
got three guys that can do a lot.
you know who plays big nickel like 97% of the time? Seattle.
And segue to what we're talking about now. This is why this is so you see how we make the predetermined understanding that
Mm-hmm.
that's why they're good because their best six DBs can be on the field at any time and they can stop the run. because their front four is so damn good, and
Yeah.
then their linebackers clean up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Like Drake Thomas is a little Tasmanian devil. He's not great, but what do you always say about effort on defense?
I hate effort pass rushers. Hate them. They're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop
They not gonna stop. They
because
not
you
gonna
don't get a
stop.
playoff. You're not gonna get a playoff for them to
Hmm.
get catch their breath. They already winded. They got some Gatorade on the sideline. They ain't
And,
worried about the rest.
and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you keep cooking. With Drake Thomas, when so this was the
That's
first
so
time in
real quick. Just to give you this, he was actually playing pretty well off of the fact they kept doubling Leonard. If you
yes.
don't go back and watch that film, you be like, bro, what happened? Leonard, if Leonard was disruptive in some stretches where you're gonna look like, wait, hold on. Was that did they really just commit to a double that fat? They were committing to some things a little bit faster than they
Okay.
wanted to because they were getting their ass kicked.
I can't wait to watch the all 22 on this. I really can't. And
That
and
that trench battle there,
mhm.
it's not just the edge guys. Bro,
No.
Leonard and them in that interior, man, they was getting listen, the Patriots getting their ass kicked in there. And probably the
Go
best grade that's probably gonna come is from the right tackle. And he got his ass kicked a little bit too.
He did. He did. And listen, you go on my TikTok, Mo underscore views 22. There's a video on there where it's got the Drake May sacks 15 times. And I said that the Patriots guards are gonna want to press charges after this game because they got assaulted. They got assaulted. They got their ass kicked, Germ. They got their ass kicked. And the last thing I want to drive home about your point before we move on to the trenches conversation, you are 1,000% right on your cover one theory. 1,000%. The hypothesis, the scientific method has been done from step one to the last step. You're absolutely right on that. And then you went further and elaborated about the cover twos and the cover threes and the cover fours. Bottom line, the only defense that won with playing straight cover three in the history of the NFL was the 2013 Seahawks. They are the exception and not
Really.
the rule. And they had great players, Rex's and Joe's over.
X's and O's.
And with this Seattle team, they could do their pattern matching. They can do their cover twos. Then I oh my god, I got so annoyed, Germ, with all these people that was bringing up this stat about how much they play cover two, cover two, cover two, cover two. Just because there's two deep safeties doesn't mean it's cover two. All right, like they pattern match, they pattern match, they pattern match. But when they need to, as they did tonight, they said, nah, we just gonna play cover one. And another thing they did was they shifted so late. They shifted so late, so many times. It had them all out of whack with the protections. All out of whack. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the key. If you don't like people all of these things and don't understand that the literacy, they don't understand the legitimate part of literacy is not the right word. The legitimate work that goes into a game plan and how playing to your players' strengths and what they do well serves you the best. If you don't have guys that can play in man in this NFL, you will not last long on defense because the quarterbacks are too good at. We're past those days where we can sit back and zone works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're absolutely right,
And we
Jeremy.
gotta get and we gotta get these folks to the point where they understand that. Like we can't keep doing the same old same and thinking that thinking that things are not gonna be, or that everything's gonna be all right. No, we gotta do better than that. And I stand on that.
So
So
you brought up the trenches, and there's a question in the comment section. Shout out to Mr. Primetime. Shout out to Jorge, first of all. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love, Jorge. Would moving the pocket had helped at all in reference to Drake May and the Patriots? Yeah, I know. It's a good
here's
question.
the thing, right?
It's a
So
very
here's the
good
thing.
question. It's a very
Let
good question.
but it's a sneaky question, right? I'm gonna tell you why it's a sneaky question. Because what entails a move in the pocket? Moving the pocket means bootlegging, rolling out, those type of things, getting the tackles on the perimeter. The perimeter doesn't favor the Patriots because the Seattle still has the better athletes. So in a game where the athletes are reigning supreme, because that they had 11
Okay.
guys that were so athletic that they could run, jump, move. They had the natural. I mean, Derek Hall's bull rush wasn't even his best move tonight.
No, it wasn't. He
So
cooked him. So did Lawrence. So did Nwusu. They cooked. They cooked all night long, dog.
so you move the pocket, right? And you put it more on the edge. Now Newusu plays in space. And
He's
he's one of the best off ballers, what we talked about before, in the league. So
but they
you want him. So now you got to deal with him and Ernest,
oh my god, dog. But they've turned him into a pass rusher though. And he's still effective. He's very
bro.
effective.
Newusu was a pass rusher when he played for the Chargers.
He was
Newusu was
actually
with Khalil Mack at one point on the other side, getting 6 or 7 sacks a season, bro.
Germ, you're gonna laugh at me when I say this, okay? Onwuso, he had an 84 card in Madden as an outside linebacker that I used to use her and fucking do damage with.
Dude, he is a cold player, and I
He
liked him,
is.
bro. Me and Vic scouted him and
Mm.
said he had the outside. He had the typical 34 outside linebacker build. He probably could play some Sam, and that was his evaluation. He had the off-ball things. It was, can he bulk up a little bit, and he plays a lot better. He's a bigger, better, more equipped all-around version of Super Bowl MVP for Seattle in that game.
Malcolm Smith.
Malcolm Smith plays off the ball just like Malcolm Smith can, but he's a pass rusher. He gives you the
Yeah,
pass rush.
yeah. He's stronger too, much
That's it,
stronger,
man, dude. That's a
much
cold
stronger.
player.
He
I love that
very
player.
and this is what
Underrated. They don't talk about him. Nothing.
this is why I
Nowusu is that
love.
dude, man. I love that guy. Love that guy.
I apologize. I apologize. This is why I love Mike McDonald, dog. This is why I love Mike McDonald. This is why he was. It was between him and Shanahan for my pick of Coach of the Year. And shout out to Johnny Radio. We talked about him back in August. We talked about this defense back in August. We didn't expect them to win the Super Bowl, but we thought they'd get 11 wins with the talent that they had, and
It,
he does a
it was on
great
the
job.
offense. If the offense show up and play and you dominate on defense, bro, it doesn't matter. Bro, if I can't score 17 points, bro, I'm gonna win a lot of games. If you can't score 17, well, my magic number this year is 24 points.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle scored 29.
And we actually sort of temporarily talked about whether it should be 25 points with the way you have better field position and these offensive everything. So and dog for a modern for in this day of age where if you get 2 first downs, you're in field goal range. For a defense to give up 17 points a game is as impressive to me as those old time defenses that allowed 13 points a game and 14 points a game.
It's
And
even
I'm
more
just being
incredible.
honest. I'm just
It's
being
more incredible.
honest.
It's even more incredible if you
I'm
ask me.
not going to argue with that.
Because bro, you 2 first downs and we got a chance to kick the ball is crazy. We get the
Like
ball at the 40 and 22 yards, we're kicking a 58-yard field goal. And we're making it.
Germ,
That's insane.
the drive that Brady won his first Super Bowl on was I think 65 or 68 yards.
Yep.
And they had to settle for a 48-yard field goal. In this day and age, 65 yards is a touchdown drive. Like this, like starting at the 35 on average versus starting at the 20 on average, you're talking about a 1.5 first on average that you had to get back in the day just to equal the starting position that guys are getting now. and they only gave up 17 points. Over 17 games and not bad. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
And the
God.
only quarterbacks dotting them up are the ones that are doing what? The elite ones that can do what? Read and process information quickly and can get the ball out.
The only person that dotted him up was Stafford and
And
Baker.
he's the league MVP.
But yeah, Stafford. Whatever. I
Bro,
don't.
he's the league MVP
He's the
for a
league
reason.
MVP. And the
He
crazy
is.
part, Germ. The crazy part, Germ. And I'll do the math. I'll do the math. If you take out that Rams game and maybe even that Bucks game, I'll bet you their average would be like 16, maybe even 15. Because they were the only teams that scored above 25 points, dog. The Rams, they only gave up 25 points twice in 17 games, bro. In this
And
NFL.
one of them was a comeback win.
Yep. I mean, come on. We talking about a defense. As much as I love the Texans defense, as much as I said all year, they are clearly the best defense in the league. And they probably still are, honestly, because CJ Stroud completely shit the bed. But this Seahawks defense, at the end of the day, they hoisted the Lombardi, and I would be hard pressed not to say they were the best defense in football. They certainly were the best team in football. They were like the Rams didn't win a Super Bowl because they sucked on special teams and their defense just lost it in the tail end of the season. The Patriots aren't the champions because their left tackle and their left guard were just not ready to play all these great pass rushers 4 weeks in a row. Ain't gonna knock them for it. Just what it is. The
I mean,
Ravens, we ain't even gonna talk about them. The Bills, they not worth the Bills, Ravens, and Bengals. I don't want to hear shit from your fan bases until January 2027. I'm being dead ass serious. I don't want to hear shit from y'all fan bases because what the Seahawks and the Patriots were able to do this year, those franchises that have been here for the last 10 years since the Brady era, since Brady went to the NFC and all that shit,
this
and
Pete
and
left.
Breeze and Breeze and Rogers and since this new wave came on, for none of y'all to reach where these two teams have reached tonight is honestly embarrassing. It really is. I'm being dead ass. But this Seahawks team, this is no fluke. This is no accident. Offense, defense, special
Special
teams,
teams.
coaching, germ. They only went for it in this go for it on fourth down era. They only went for it 12 times in 17 games. The Lions literally went for it 12 times in a 2 week stretch. Literally.
You know, this is a testament to trust the process.
Yeah. Amen, dog.
Make football make sense again. That's the slogan in general. Why
I agree
are
with
we
you.
doing certain things that we don't need to do? Running the football. Seattle ran the football. We asked for all of these small things, and Seattle performed the small deeds. And the
Hmm.
small details is what got them where they got to. So let me say this too, and to piggyback off of what you said, I don't want to hear shit from those franchises for sure.
I'm
But
being
let me make
serious.
sure I add this in there too. It's a reason why Philly. It's a reason why the Rams. It's a reason why the San Francisco 49ers. And now it's a reason why the Seattle Seahawks are perennial NFC contenders. Perennial. These are the four teams that have been in the Super Bowl every year in the last 10 years.
Ain't that crazy?
Those are the four teams.
Ain't that crazy?
Besides the Bucks, who snuck in that 1 year in
Because of
2020
Brady.
because of Brady. Okay. So I want y'all to think about that. Those four teams, and three of them is in the same division.
Oh my God.
Do you
Oh my
realize how
God.
good that like so let's just give that division just in general their flowers. Bro, three of the final four in the NFC were NFC West teams. San Francisco, if they're not injured, they pose the same threat to this Patriots team that team just posed.
Mm,
Do you realize all of these teams are kind of built the same? Those four teams are built the same.
you're not wrong.
The only difference is this year, Seattle played the best. San Francisco was hurt, and Philly took a step back, not having a third corner to put Cooper DeJean where he needed to be, which is more in the slot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm looking something up right now based on what you just said to see
That is
something.
crazy, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So since 2017, Eagles, Rams, 49ers, Rams, both of them, 49ers, Eagles, two of them. Out of those names that you just mentioned, only the 2020 NFC Championship with Rodgers and Brady, none of those teams that you just mentioned were in the NFC Championship.
And in that
That's
situation,
in
we're
10
talking about
years.
10 years.
Not
10.
Super Bowl, in the NFC Championship.
And that's four teams. And in one
Oh,
division,
yeah. Hmm.
And in that one division, remember Philly's been what, four times, three, four times?
The NFC Championship or the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Philly since 2017, they won
Three.
twice and lost one.
Yep, so three.
Yep.
That's incredible. And you know who they had to kick the 49ers ass in order to get there.
Yep.
They've always had to
Ran.
beat one of them teams in order to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Or both of
Yep.
those teams. Because the Rams were one of those teams that they beat. Remember, they beat the Rams last year.
They beat the Rams last year. They
The
beat
year
the
before,
Rams last year.
when they went to the Super Bowl, they beat the 49ers.
Beat the 49ers. And in between that, the 49ers beat the Lions to go to the Super Bowl, and then Rams and 49. So this is the second all NFC West championship matchup in the last 5 years.
That division is crazy.
Oh my God,
That division
dude.
is crazy, bro. So
Oh
shout out to the best
man.
division in football.
Yeah.
Everybody we can talk about all of that
Yeah.
nonsense about everything else. That's the best division in football if we're talking about results. If
That's
we're talking about, hey, the winner of that game, probably wins the Super Bowl.
that's an undisputed statement, indisputable statement.
Because you do realize that if Fred Warner was a week away from playing, right?
I know.
That
I know.
bro,
I know.
what?
Which is
What?
why which is why I wanted Robert Saleh to come back, but I am very happy for him that he's a head coach now of the Titans, and he took Gus Bradley with him. Gus Bradley was his assistant in San Francisco this year. So he took Gus Bradley with him. I mean, I'm glad Raheem Morris got a job because he deserves to be a coach in the NFL. Like he Atlanta Lovey Smith, Raheem Morris, and I think they're going to pay for it the way Chicago had to pay for it for about 10 years before they got Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams.
I'm
Um,
not going to disagree with you because I will tell you that Atlanta has done a couple of things that I think that has pushed their regression back. Because the first thing is, I just don't think Stefanski is a great head coach. I think he's
I
a offensive coordinator.
Yep.
I think you caught lightning in a bottle, which you catches some people by surprise a couple of years, and I think that's what happens. But I will tell you, from all of the head coaching hires, um, I will tell you that I do like a couple of the ones that involve some of the defensive coordinators going to places.
Yes.
Jesse Minter, I'm going to be honest with you. If Jesse Minter can get that Ravens secondary to play better
Oh,
and get that Ravens secondary together, the Ravens will be back in that top five defense thing again. And
I
this is
agree.
we're the lab is open. You see what that thing says? The lab is open.
Hmm.
And it's this with no troll, no bull, no nothing. We're just gonna talk some real ball for about 15, and we're gonna let y'all go. But I think that's a really good hire. Um, I'm gonna give you some interesting things about my take on the Todd Monken hire because we haven't talked about it.
I would love to.
Um, First things first. So we study him. Todd Monken was the guy who wanted Shador when he was with the Ravens last year.
Hmm.
So he actually was on the table for Shador to be drafted. He recruited him out of Georgia when he
Really?
was with Georgia. Absolutely. Me and Les was talking about it earlier. But a lot of people didn't know that, and I
I
actually
didn't.
I did a full study on this dude
Interesting.
because you know the thing about it is it's not about where offense ends up and how many points per game you average. It's let me look at your personnel. Let's see what your personnel looks like. Let's see what you're capitalizing on and what you're using and what how we're going to translate this to the next team. This monkey hire might be a good one.
Interesting. You might change my perspective on this.
So I'm gonna tell you why this might be a good one. The Georgia team that he won two national championships with, the leading receivers were Brock Bowers and George Pickens.
Okay.
He used a little bit more heavier packaged, and he built the only guys that he had struggled moving was the guys in Tuscaloosa. They moved everybody else. So he's gonna have 3, 4 running backs. He has them. That's what he has. Is he already has four good running backs in Cleveland.
This
He
is true.
has an offensive line that if he rebuilds the right pieces and gets himself the right left tackle, bro, if the Cleveland Browns get Shador Sanders, a left tackle, a comparable right tackle, and a guard that is a mauler in the run game, you may see Shador be able to really showcase the talent that he has. The next thing, I'm going to shout out Les when he said this because are looking to shop George Pickens. Who better to make that phone call than Cleveland?
You think?
Reignite him with his older offensive coordinator from college. He's the best contested catch wide receiver in
Interesting.
the NFL right now, Mo.
But what if they tag him?
If they tag him, who has the money to pay him besides Cleveland? Cleveland can
You
pay
got to give
anyone.
up a first round pick, though.
Okay, so let me ask you this: it's gonna be scouting season.
It is scouting season.
So you know we're gonna look at Jordan Tyson from Arizona, and we're gonna
Okay.
look at Cardell Tate.
Hmm.
They're the two guys consensus first round picks, bro. George Pickens is still 25 years old.
I hear you. Oh, oh,
25 years old is not in his prime, and you get a year to see what he's going to do on that contract. And if by week 5 you see he's making headways, you just pay him, extend them, and get it out the way.
well, they can pay him. I mean, they can trade for him and extend him without playing him under the franchise tag.
So we have so many options, right? Just
Interesting.
naturally,
Yeah,
because
that's
you don't have to give
interesting.
them. You don't. Here's the thing: if they tag him, right? They tag him, and you say, "Oh, you got to give him a first round pick." Okay, if I decided I want to give you a first round pick, who says it had to be this year's first round pick?
I'm pretty sure it does. Let me double check. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm actually getting tired now.
I
I'm
don't. I
pretty
thought.
sure
I thought. I thought you might be able to leverage that and make it into see if it was for something next year too, if I'm not mistaken.
received. That's right. Two first round picks. Yeah.
Okay, well you
That's
tag
why.
him,
That's why I had to look it up because I was like, wait a minute. It's actually two first round picks.
so now it's two first round picks. One first round pick was whatever, but two first round picks, you're not
Yeah.
doing that for a receiver.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again,
That's tough.
if you decide that you want to do it, I mean, what I don't understand what Dallas is.
Yeah,
Dallas, you
dude.
could have just go ahead, put together a little nonsense contract for a couple dollars and get rid of the
Sorry. I apologize. I don't keep mean to keep yawning.
dude. You're good. But
The
regardless, that's just a hypo. That's just a little theory.
Yeah. No,
Let's see
look,
what
look.
happens.
Keep cooking them. So if you're Cleveland, are you? I don't know when they're picking, but if
They're picking 6 and like 26.
Okay, so I would definitely go beef then skill. I would. I would.
And
Um,
I'm sold on this. If I got a chance to get the best player available, and let's say it's a pass rusher, I'm going to take the pass rusher.
I agree. Well, you would with the
Yes,
Browns.
absolutely. Miles Garrett is 30 years old. If we get 3 good years out of Miles Garrett and that 3 years with a beast that's a rookie and a guy on a rookie contract, that's a guy that you pair next to him. You still got Mason Graham for another 3, 4 years, and you got all these interior guys. You're just putting again. What did we just see in the Super Bowl? You can never have enough bodies to run after these quarterbacks.
Yeah,
But most importantly, you still got another first round pick. You can come back and go beef with the set with that pick as well.
you could. You could.
And
Hey, this is gonna be a fun scouting season.
this is the year that when you see it, it's like beef is something that we may be able to find because it's gonna be a lot of teams looking for skill players. I feel like skill players are gonna be a big part of this draft, and not just receivers. I'm talking about people are gonna be looking for corners. People are gonna be looking for because I think that beef is gonna be a little bit more of a premium thing for certain teams. So we'll see.
Yeah,
As we said, like I said, scouting season is right around the corner. The
yeah.
combine situation is about a week or two away. So we get to start looking at some measurables and stuff like that. The Senior Bowl showed me some good beef. There's some good beef out there,
Okay, good,
both
good.
sides
Yeah,
of the ball.
good. Yeah. So listen, I mean, you will talk probably tomorrow or something. But this is for everybody in the comments and everybody listening. We got some plans now. It's like we back. This is going to be sort of the old regime how we used to do things, and ain't no off season, ain't no days off, and the lights don't come off. As Jerm said, views to the 22 live open 24/7. Jerm, I'll let you close it out. My closing thoughts is like all the BS aside, I am extremely extremely happy for Sam Darnold, and forget the fandom that I had for him and all that. Just just to see somebody persevere through everything that he's going through in his career is a story worth telling and is a story worth revering. So congratulations to him. John Schneider, extremely extremely impressive to put together three Super Bowl champion teams, even though one of them didn't win it. And you're there for 16 years. You moved on from Russ when you should have moved on from Russ. You did your best trying to get a quarterback through the draft, trying to get a free agent, and you jumped on the Sam Darnold thing. You were aggressive. You jumped on Mike McDonald. You were aggressive. You went and got Leonard Williams. You went and got DeMarcus Lawrence. You traded DK Metcalf to get Nicky Manwari. Like, those are the moves. Those are the moves that win championships. It's not giving up a first round pick for DK Metcalf and then trading away Minka Fitzpatrick after you gave up first round picks to get him. Those aren't championship moves, Omar Khan. You lucky I'm moving potentially. TMI. I can't confirm or deny. So, I'm getting delirious. So shout out to them. Shout out to Mike McDonald. And shout out to defense. Shout out to defense. All this fantasy shit, all this go for it on fourth down and points, points, points. And Colin Coward, who I got respect for, telling people, oh, don't hire a defensive player. Defense wins championships. Germ.
Listen, Mike McDonald, shout out to you. You deserve to be highlighted, respected, and talked about because the coaching job you've done since you've been there has been phenomenal. That's how you transform. That's how you turn something into a winner. Congratulations. Let me say this as well. I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, receivers don't win championships.
Mm-mm.
They can be a part of it. They can be
Mm-hmm.
a part of it, But a bunch of good receivers on a team, they're not going to win you a championship. You need a guy that's a go-to guy. You need good tight ends. You need a good running game. Because guess what happens when your quarterback throws in this NFL, when your quarterback throws 19 for 38, that doesn't mean the quarterback had a bad game. That just means that the other defense was just as good, but you threw the ball enough to make them respect the fact that you could throw the ball.
Mm.
So you can then hit them with the real thing that you got is that
Mm-hmm.
running game. Shout out to the Seattle Seahawks, man. You traded away all of them receivers, stuck with the young bull who showed you he was one of the best in the league, best in the world. You brought in some guys around him, and you played heavy in the britches when it mattered most.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy in the britches, big personnel, tight ends. Congratulations, Sam Darnold. My monologue for you is really simple. Congratulations on being a champion. You exceeded every expectation that I had for you, but part of it was because of the gunslinger mentality.
Yeah.
But you were able to persevere
Mm-hmm.
all of the bad years of being in football purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
And you not only went and learned how to win, you learned how to play football the right way. And today you played the best game in the pocket and you won the Super Bowl.
My boy,
Shout out to
hey, you thought I wore this shirt coincidentally? You thought I wore it, Germ. I'm surprised nobody mentioned. I went live 3 times today. Nobody said, "Oh, Mo, nice shirt, nice hoodie, nice sweater, whatever the fuck this is." You thought I wore this for? You thought I was just wearing this just to wear it? You, I've had this shirt for 5 years. This is the first time y'all see it. Y'all think that was for? Hey, ain't nothing coincidental, baby. It's all the universe. It's all the fate. And my boy is a champion. Okay, champion. Whether you, I don't care if you don't speak English. You understand? Champion. Oh man.
so
Dog, this was
with
fun. This was
with
fun.
everything being said though, guys, like I said, we got some more content coming. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys check us out. I'm actually gonna be making a return to the radio this week. I'll have the time.
Yes. Can't
So
wait.
we're gonna be talking. You know, make sure you guys tune in. 98.5.
Yep. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
98.5 Sports 56. Check us out, man. We
Yeah.
always in the
A lot
lab.
of stuff. Good stuff
Most
coming.
importantly, just be sure, just because it's the off season, don't mean we won't pop up with some shows occasionally. We're promoting them and everything like that.
Yeah.
But everything else, though, final thoughts. Great year. Looking forward to the off season. Got some great players to scout and get in front of you guys. We'll have a top 100 board this year for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And most importantly, we will also make sure that you guys get some scouting views. Tutu, we'll see y'all later.